Apologies about all this, guys. I don't really know what's going on, to be honest. I'm just having a quick look at the old speed test, and I've got a lot there, so I don't know what's going on. But anyway, yes, we're at the moment, and we're just watching Rizzle Sticks, who is in the Ferrari, and he is doing a I think towards the end of last season, he did a really good job, actually. So I'm hoping that, I'm reckoning that he'll be on course to getting some decent points again this season as well. We're on board Rizzle Sticks at the moment. He's done a 45. I don't think that is going to be the benchmark, and not by any stretch of the imagination just yet. But I reckon that he'll just get. As you can see, T. Sammy is already starting to really starting to stretch himself here at the moment. As that Timmy goes into third fast at the moment. Lovely stuff indeed there for Timmy. Roscoe is in at third fast as well. Impressive stuff indeed there. So lovely stuff. I'm getting onto the wrong stream here. Hang on a minute. Oh dear, oh dear. Sorry for me to go on there. Of course, always technical gremlins, all that kind of stuff. Roscoe in third position. Lovely stuff indeed there from Roscoe. Matt then in the AlphaTauri, of course, the newly branded Toro Rosso there. So lovely stuff indeed there from of course the AlphaTauri, which is a closed brand, isn't it? So but here he is, Matt coming in. We've got 10 minutes to go in this session. We've got a yellow flag there, which is fluttering in the breeze, and it's got as well, isn't it? Here in Albert Park and I can't believe it. It's actually raining. Of course, we've had a lot of rain affected qualifying sessions over the course of the history of Australia. Of course, we had I think it was 2013. I think for the first time ever that qualifying 2 and qualifying 3 was on different days, wasn't they? Which was very unusual, wasn't it? I think it was Vettel that took pole position that season, and then of course it was a deluge, wasn't it, in 2014 where Hamilton got pole position, but it was Ricciardo who did a brilliant job to get himself on the second row of the grid. That was his first outing for the Red Bull. Lovely stuff indeed then. Him, Carl, at the moment, and he is in the Mercedes head, making his return, as we mentioned earlier on then, and he flies through a turn at 14 as well, and before breaking down then. It's first gear in the wet, isn't it? In the dry, I think it's a bit more, quicker, isn't it? Coming through the final turn. Oh, him car there, very getting squirrely on the gas head. We got a Ferrari then of Rizzle. No, I think it's the other Ferrari, isn't it? And he used to be the Red Bull, now he's at the Ferrari. Him car goes 9th fastest at the moment as well. Lovely stuff indeed then. Here comes Steve. I think that he has to be in the running, has to be in the conversation, doesn't he, for potentially being the man who is challenging T. Sammy for the World Drivers' Championship, isn't it? And he will be driving the Haas, and he's in the Roman Grosjean car this season, isn't he? Steve is. He had a couple of good he's had a couple of very good races, hasn't he, towards the end of last season. Steve's, in terms of Steve's career, though, well, these are the stats as of season 5 of Fitney, so I haven't gone further back than that yet because I'm struggling to find all the races. But yeah, Steve has been very good, hasn't he, in terms of being in IRC. Then, of course, his best season was actually last season. He finished 7th, didn't he? Up to that point, he had 463 points that he scored in the past 3 seasons. He's had 6 pole positions, 5 wins, 17 podiums, 5 fast lap, and he's only had 11 DNFs in those 46 starts there. So Steve is really showing him some good stuff, especially lately on. Especially recently, hasn't he? He's been absolutely fabu, really good stuff indeed. Then, as I got to adjust my hairpiece, my toupee, as it's falling off my head. Of course, at the moment I've got a bit of a mullet, really. So I don't think hairdressing is exactly the most important thing in the world right now, is it? So I'm just gonna let it grow. Steve is let's see what Steve can do then. No DRS yet because it is a wet circuit. This track has been declared as wet, and he goes at 8-7 fast about there for Steve. Then interesting stuff. So JJ there is. Oh, JJ is. He has got a wing. I apologise, but he's only got. Well, he's lost a bit there, and also Penny in the pink Mercedes there, or Tracing Point, depending on where you come from, as well in 18th position. Then we're just watching as JJ into the pits then, as he's having to abandon that lap, isn't he? We're just watching Penny then in the Racing Point as well then. Coming out of turn 10, absolutely lovely stuff indeed there from Penny, and now he's coming up into the oh goodness me, I'm taking a bit too much of an acute angle there where Penny is before flicking it into turn 11 and 12 as well. I wonder if the rain's getting heavier, as we've got a yellow flag as well as one of the McLarens I think was having a bit of an issue there going across. I think that was just before turn 10 and 11 there, I think it was. Oh, sorry, turn 9 and 10 it was. Now we're just watching Penny as well, then flying through and into turn 15 as well, and breaking down. And remember, and Penny staying in second gear, interestingly enough. Of course, he's driving the car. One thing I do want is I want a bit of an update, really. Is of course I like to have drivers have their own numbers personally, because that's what really tickles my pickle and really gets my blood flowing. Penny goes 15 fast amount. Of course, if anyone is unfamiliar with the qualifying rules, let me quickly give you a overview, shall we? In qualifying 1, then we are aiming to lose at the 4 of the bottom drivers, so 16th, 17th, 18th, and 19th. And at the moment, it is Brown, Double, JJ, and PB. PB is not usually a man who's interested in qualifying. So he always saves his best for the race, doesn't he? And there was a great stat actually, which we mentioned on the back end of last season, didn't we? Where if the points went down to 11th position, PB would have scored 10 more times in the race. So that's absolutely fantastic. Roscoe going up into second position moment. He's been promoted from the Toro Rosso team into the Red Bull, so fantastic stuff from Roscoe. And you notice that what are the guys doing at the moment now? As Sprint said, even Jordan, good evening, Sprint. I'm on a bit of deja vu, isn't it? Of course, I forgot to feed the hamsters, and they need to get on their wheels and start running around so they can get me some interwebs flowing. Max is back out on track at the moment then, so we've got yellow flags are fluttering all around the course as one of the Renaults there is just getting out of the way. I don't think it's any too major dramas out there, albeit I think everyone has probably been trying to practice on the old not on a wet track, have they? To be honest, they've been more in tune, probably, of trying to practice on the dry. So I think this wet weather might have thrown a couple of people a curveball here. Max goes second fast moment. T Savic is still the benchmark in the Alfa Romeo, and oh gosh, there's Max there taking liberties with the track there, isn't it? Harry up in the 4th position. Lovely stuff there from the McLaren driver. Brilliant stuff indeed there for Harry, the former Renault driver, and he's now done a Ricardo, and he has jumped to McLaren. Lovely stuff indeed. Then there's action all over the show. Well, Matt in the AlphaTauri, the newly badged AlphaTauri, is now in 7th position moment there. Of course, I think he finished third in the championship in the end, didn't he, Matt? Let's see what he can do this season. Can he go one or two better and go for the championship as well then? And coming through turn 12 as well, taking a lot of curb there, Matt is, but he's kept his toe down, kept his toe planted to the floor, and that is exactly what he needs to do then. As T Sammy is retired from the session, but don't worry about that, T Sammy fans. He'll be back in action for Q2 unless the track improves dramatically in the next 4.5 minutes. And when it's raining like this, you've got to be very careful, as Sprint is also retired as well, but he's in the pit. Sprint is. Matt then on the intermediate tires then. These intermediate tires can dispatch 25 litres of water per second, I believe. Matt comes up to the line, he goes full fast as there, and once again Matt and Roscoe, they seem to always be on the same piece of tire, right, don't they? And at the moment they're on the same row, but this is only to knock out 4 drivers. Well, even though PB, I think, is once again, I reckon that PB pays for his tyres because he's not really keen on doing the qualifying session. Here comes JJ in Nicholas Latifi car, and let's see what he can do then. Oh, going over the rubber strip. Look at that, he's fighting that car, JJ. He's wrestling that car like an anaconda snake, isn't he? My goodness me, hacksawing away at the steering wheel, JJ. We've got yellow flags in 1 and 3, and this car's just getting away. Here comes Double. He's 8/10 of a second up. Double is at the moment there in the first intermediate sector as well. Back with JJ at the moment then, so 3.5 minutes to go then. This is going to get very tense in the final couple of minutes in this qualifying session. I know, I'm already running out of breath already, goodness me. So then over the so if anyone didn't watch the draw and not too sure about who's going where, of course we got in the Mercedes we have Fizzy and Himcar, in the Ferrari we have Maxi and Ristlesticks, and in the Red Bull we have Roscoe and Snap. We'll go more through the drivers and what this means there in the championship in a jiffy. JJ has gone 70 fast a moment there, so now Double is 1.2 seconds up. Double is lovely helmet as well there from Double in the Renault, and he comes into the final couple of corners as well then. But of course it's great to see Double in the car, isn't it? Absolutely brilliant stuff indeed there for Double, and it's good to see him back racing as well. Of course there was a bit of concern he might not have made it to Australia, but into the first race of IRC, but he has done, and that is brilliant stuff indeed there. Of course Mr. Consistent Double is, I think him and Hogg is going to be a very interesting dynamic of team, isn't they? It's a Double, oh my goodness me there, as I think as he got on the loud pedal a bit there, and he has damaged the car. Penny is currently in 15th for this road. There is a big name though. This is which is currently staring to the abyss of the moon. That is car 44. That is Fizzy. He is currently having some gremlins out there at the moment, isn't it? Harry has gone back up to 4 fastest. Harry is loving these conditions at the moment, isn't it? Is it getting wetter out there, or is it me then? It feels like there's more spray coming off of the intermediate tyres at this stage of the proceedings. So yeah, I'm wondering then if anyone's going to be caught there when the track is not as premium. Steve then coming through the final turn as well. Of course, he was runner-up in the season last season. I would like to see if Steve can take the battle to see Sammy. That is surely has to be his aim this season. He's currently 5th fastest. He is a bit of a steady start then to his Grand Prix career of 2020, but he is getting his eye in a beautiful one. Timmy is currently 11th fast at the moment. Timmy is. I got to say, last season Timmy was quick, wasn't he? At various stages, but unfortunately, it just didn't come together, did it, for Timmy last season? Hopefully this season it'll be season be slightly different for Timmy, and he goes 7th fastest. Timmy is. His teammate, as we got a Redo there who's just recovering. Rizzle Sticks is currently at 2.3 seconds down, and oh goodness me there, as he's sporting the 2000 Michael Schumacher helmet. Of course, Schumacher did start off with the blue helmet, the blue topped helmet, didn't he, in 2000 before switching over to the all red helmet, didn't he? I think it was after Monaco or something like that, wasn't it? Interesting stuff indeed then. Him car in 14th position at the moment. We've got Fizzy who's out on track as well. We've got Double who is just trying to find the track limits as well. Fizzy then is currently in the drop zone. He needs to find 4/10 of a second to displace Penny. Penny is back in the pits there. So at the moment Penny cannot reply if he gets knocked out of qualifying this stage, and Fizzy's got 3/10 of a second up. He's always found that time in one sector alone there. Fizzy is. He needs to keep it calm there. The man who won the Japanese Grand Prix last season, won the best Grand Prix you'll ever see in esports anywhere around the globe. Of course, I think it was also one of the closest finish you'll ever see, or wasn't it like 51/100 of a second or something like that? That number sticks out to me, so it must be right. Yellow flag into... Oh, goodness me! So, JJ is right off the track. JJ is going completely off the track there. Oh, Schumacher crashed there in 2001, didn't he, in this Ferrari in practice 3? Goodness me, then. That's not good at all, is it, for JJ? So, JJ is... there was 2 official men that's out qualifying now. 3, sorry, is PB, JJ, Double are all out qualifying. What about Fizzy? Fizzy, they're coming through the final couple of turns right into 15 as well, then dropping down to just under 50 miles an hour, then before stamping on the loud pedal and coming through the final turn as well. And you can see, look at that, he's had to take a couple of crashes of the car there, and he's gone over the grass there as well. Let's see what he could do. He is through into 12th position. Lovely stuff from Fizzy, and we have confirmed our bottom 4 then for this first qualifying session. Himcar moves himself in front of Fizzy and up into 12th fastest, and so Mercedes looking very much Lionel Stern at this stage of proceedings then. So at the end of that qualifying session then, we have lost Penny, who's in the pits, and we've also lost Double as well. JJ went off at the exit of turn 6 there in the gravel there. It looked like quite a fearsome incident really for JJ to get down there in the first place. I think we also had a big smash in 2010 with Kobayashi, Hulkenberg, and someone else, I believe it. That was a scary incident, wasn't it? And of course, as I said, Schumacher in 2001 there as well. And also we have lost PB, who as I said, I think he has to pay for his tyres, wet or dry, as he doesn't like to come out in qualifying. We're just watching him, car, who's the last man to go over the finish line, and both Mercedes are out there at the moment. They just probably just showed off the silver arrow, aren't they, before hopefully we get a patch where it'll go to the black Mercedes as well, which I've got to say, I quite like the black Mercedes. It looks rather lush, doesn't it? Right then, so yeah, that's the end of qualifying 1 then, and at the moment then, how is the pecking order going to be for the season then? I think that's the question that has to be answered here tonight, isn't it? Unfortunately, we can't answer it yet though, because this wet weather has really thrown a spanner in the works, hasn't it, so to speak, really. So you can't really be too confident about who is where at this stage of proceedings, can you? And of course then is Himcar is now coming into the pits then. No, he ain't. He's going around for one more run, as is Fizzy as well then. Of course there are some new gadgets and gizmos on these cars this season, isn't there? Of course they simplifies the ERS, haven't they? So there's not much more playing around with for the ERS, is it? And sorry, I was just taking a breather as well, as my phone has just told me it's going to be 2 degrees warmer tomorrow, which I'm not sure is a good thing really, because they're going to have to scrape me off the pavement, ain't they, by the end of that? Gosh, I'm not a fan of heat waves or anything like that. And to be honest, I'll probably say I quite enjoy the weather in Australia, really, at this stage anyway, because usually Australia can be very hot, especially around the time of racing around Albert Park, isn't it? Of course, this race has been on the calendar since 1996, hasn't it? it? And of course, there's been some cracking race over the years, hasn't there? 96 was good as well. Jacques Villeneuve was leading the race for a majority of the race before, unfortunately, developed. It wasn't an oil leak or so. I know that Hill's car was very, was splattered with oil by the end of it, wasn't it? The wheels were in a league of their own. I think it was about halfway. Irvine was almost 34 seconds behind the front two. That was incredible, wasn't it? Really scary stuff to start us off, wasn't it? Of 96, and of course 97, of course, one of my favourite racers, because of course my idol David Coulthard won the Australian Grand Prix, even though Jacques Villeneuve did get taken up by Irvine's big old lunge into turn one, didn't he? Goodness me. Anyway, out of qualifying, as we said, PB didn't set a time. Then JJ ended up in the fence. Unfortunately, we have also lost double as well, but I think it's still an amazing feat for double to be racing here tonight. So good stuff indeed. Then. And Penny out of qualifying as well, but again, he was in the pits, wasn't he, Penny was? So I'm not sure if he had a problem with that racing point or if it was just mistimed. I think the Penny is a very experienced driver, so I don't think it was mistimed. I think there must have been a problem there with that BWT racing point. Then we're going to go to qualifying 2 then as well. I wonder if this rain is set for the whole of this event, or if it's just for qualifying, and how long is it going to be for qualifying, because they have to keep an eye on the heavens, don't they, as well as on the circuit. So that is going to be going to have eyes in their back of their heads, eyes all over the place, aren't they, here tonight? Got to say, it's a very tough start, isn't it, to the season, isn't it? And also, he's mentioned in the build-up there, we got a random qualifying. Well, that'll be interesting, wouldn't it? But no, we got a random calendar this season, haven't we? Of course, we are down under in Australia. Before next week, we will head off into Spain, won't we? Of course, the Barcelona Grand Prix circuit, good 17, before going off to Paul Ricard in France. And don't need to worry about writing it down. There's a calendar floating about. Then we've also got China round 4 before we head off to Hungary. Those are the first 5 rounds. This is the longest season in IRC history, this is, with 22 races. This will be it'll be contested. Now there's 2 races that we're going to go to which are new this season. We'll be going to Zandvoort. It's round number 7, if I'm not very much mistaken. Is really it's really one to really stick your teeth into as well, isn't it? Of course, it's such a tough circuit. It's so narrow, Zandvoort is. So it's going to be very tough, isn't it, to avoid the barriers. And also, it's old school as well. It feels like it's surreal to me when I first raced on it. To be honest, I think I was racing this surreal as well, because I went flying completely ill off the circuit at turn 1. As I thought the circuit out for the straight was a couple more meters long there, which really was not the case, was it? But there you go. That's why I'm a commentator, because I am absolutely rubbish at racing. Anyway, then, so we're just watching Brown out, who is currently the first man out on track at the moment. Then, as goodness me, there, he's getting a bit too much tail happy there on the loud pedal there, and almost spun it there, but luckily kept it going. And it is very treacherous conditions out there, isn't it? On this very greasy track then as well. Then, of course, everyone has got the intermediate tyres on as well. There is no other choice for tyre compounds. Remembering Q2, it's usually all about the decision of what you want to choose and what you want to go down, isn't it? While, of course, if you're getting qualified free, you must start on a tyre which you set your fastest time on. That is not going to happen here tonight, then. Unless it rains in the race, of course, then you all have to start on the intermediates or wet tyres. Unless someone's going to take a bold gamble like the Haas team did in Hungary a couple of days ago, didn't they? I'm not sure about that penalty, but, of course, less said about that, the better. I'm not very good with the politics, whether that's F1 or in real life. Anyway, then, Brown then is about to start his lap, and he is in the George Russell Williams car as well. Then, of course, Williams had to change their livery, aren't they? Of course, originally they did the Colgate toothpaste, really, didn't they? Which I quite like the livery. It was all right, but yeah, this livery is very much more traditional Williams, isn't it? And I quite like this livery. Anyway, it's a lovely livery there from the Williams, and I think Brown is doing a very good job of modelling that right at this moment in time. Then we're coming through the car park at turn 4, then flicking it through turn 5 on the curbs there, and also on the AstroTurf as well. His first intermediate time is a 31.240. Lovely stuff indeed. Then also a lovely shot there from the Williams driver as well. Absolutely fantastic stuff indeed. Then now coming up into 9 and 10. Now there used to be a horrible bump in 9 and 10, but of course they've smoothened that out. They also smoothened out the the bump in Japan as well, haven't they? Which used to be absolutely treacherous, to say the least, didn't it? We got a couple of cars out on track. Well, we've got more than a couple of cars. Everyone is on track at the moment, apart from Snap and Asdog at the moment. Is a Brown there, very taking a very he's got a I think he's got one of those bollards stuck in between his wheels. So hopefully that won't slow him down too much then. And he's now into turn 13 as well. Then he's looking up very neat and tidy for Brownings. Remember, the target in this session is to lose to the next 5 cars, which is 11th down to 15th. And then, of course, everyone who's in the top 10 will be able to go for pole position then for the Australian Grand Prix, which, of course, is round 1 of IRC. Remember, this is a random calendar season, so it is very much going to be throwing. That's really throwing the curveball in the work set. And let's see what that does then. And is that now then Brown there goes faster one. Then we got a AlphaTauri in the background, and that is Sprint who's second fastest one. He's 3/10 of a second away from Brown at the moment there. Interesting stuff indeed. Then what about T-Sammy? T-Sammy, of course, I think he was on pole position. He wasn't on pole position last year, was he? But he is currently fast running. He's done a 42 now. T-Sammy, he's blown them out the water, figuratively and literally. Timmy is currently in the 3rd fastest one, and we got a car in the background of Fizzy, who is currently 5th fastest. Fizzy, he hasn't showed a turn of speed yet. Fizzy hasn't, has he? And now well, Steve is second fastest than C. I was going to say the same, but he has now, hasn't he? He's moved us out on the second fastest. Lovely stuff indeed there from Fizzy. We got one of the Renaults here just starting his lap as well. We got Maxi, I think, who's oh no, sorry, I seen a Ferrari and just assumed it was Maxi. My bad there. It might have been Rizzlesticks. It was Rizzlesticks. My apologies to Rizzlesticks. And he has gone 7th fastest one now. He's 2/10 second away from Fizzy. As oh my goodness me, that Red Bull there was giving it all kinds of 4 beans there coming through turn 2. My gosh, here comes Maxi then, and I think in terms of speed last season, I think Maxi was probably the 2nd fastest overall, wasn't he? But he just struggled to get to the checkered flag every now and again, didn't he? And so he goes 3rd fastest at the moment, Maxi does. He's a 10th of a second away from Steve currently then. We got McLaren in the background as well. I think it's Harry. It is Harry. Harry's showing some incredible speed at the moment. He's currently 8th fastest at the moment. Harry is good stuff indeed. Then he might be a bit disappointed from that. Asdog is about to start us up now. We've got Snap who's back out on track. We got Hog on there as well. Roscoe and Asdog, as I said then. So let's go to Hog, shall we? I've got to say, Hog had a very strong season in the Ferrari last season. I think he did a very good job, really. Hog did. So yeah, I feel that this season that's really given him a platform for confidence for this season. And he's driving in the Ocon car as well. Lovely stuff there. Yellow flag then. That was just there from the Haas out. Getting out of the way, I think that is Steve, who is currently 2nd fastest at the moment there. And we have just seen the Mercedes of him car up into 7th fastest. Lovely stuff indeed then from him car. Good stuff indeed then. As he is now set himself into 7th fastest, and Hog has gone into 7th fastest. So he's just placed him car. Lovely. And now we've got Roscoe just coming out of the follow through as well. Of course, Roscoe is always in the mix, isn't he, for pole positions and stuff like that. Well, at the moment, that is not very much in the mix at all there from Roscoe. He has proved me completely wrong, and he is 10th fastest moment there. But Fizzy is out qualifying at the moment, and then that might be a shocker in of itself. Then here comes Snap then, and season 6, Snap had a fantastic season. I think last season he had a bit of a miserable old season, Snap did, didn't he? Really did. But I think towards the last, I think it was the last 6 races, he just really came into his own, Snap did, didn't he? In the Renault, I think it was, wasn't it? He was fantastic, wasn't he? So we're So there's a Mercedes just touring slowly out of turn 5, and they are moving on. I was a bit concerned then. Here comes Asdog coming out of the follow turn as well then. Asdog had some incredible races last season, didn't he? Who can forget the great race in Azerbaijan and also in Spain as well? He judged the strategy to absolute perfection, didn't he? Is he going to be doing the same again this year as well? Ferrari just getting out of the way then. Sprint has got himself up in the 3rd position. Lovely stuff indeed there from Sprint there. Right on the money then is the big gap that the T-Sammy out originally is starting to be closed down slightly then. So that we've got 7 minutes to go in this session, and they haven't left these guys haven't left each other haven't left themselves long, have they, to have another crack at this. Hog then is currently I think he's coming on an in-lap moment, but Harry isn't. Harry's on the quick lap at the moment now. He is not fast at the moment now. With these intermediate tires, then you can just go round and round, can't you? It's not as bad as the slick compound tires, the dry compound tires, where they lose grip, doesn't it? With the intermediate tires there, I think it is best probably to just it's more about confidence rather than tire performance in these conditions. And I've got to say that it's a lot of rain coming down from the sky at the moment, isn't it? So this is going to be very interesting indeed. And I'm wondering if we're going to have to get the wet tires out. If it starts to deluge down, we'll have the blue stripe tires, which can disperse 85 litres of water actually, which I thought was 60 litres. But I said a graphic on a Sunday, I think it was, in Hungary, where it said 85 litres of water, or might have even been actually Austria. Sorry, the Stylian Grand Prix. Oh, as Harry's got off there, and T's Harry's retired for the session as well, as he feels it. It's a job well done. Harry is continuing on then. Fizzy's in the pits, and Roscoe is going back out there as well. Lovely stuff indeed. What about Snap? Snap at the moment there is in 15th position there, but he's going at a more leisurely pace out there, isn't he? A sprinter coming through the forward too as well. Asdog is currently third fastest then, improving by 3/10 of a second. Lovely stuff from Asdog. It looks like Sprint and Asdog got their own battle go. No, because Sprint has decided to stretch his legs. He is now up onto second position there. Is that going to be safely through is the question, isn't it? Snap there is going to have another crack, another bite of the cherry, isn't he? Roscoe's having a cracking bite of that cherry. My goodness me, he's almost a second up in the second sector. Lovely stuff indeed there from Roscoe. Throw out of turn 12 then, and no one's been in the hedge there at turn 12 as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, good stuff indeed there. And I've got to say, it's one of the most difficult parts of the course, isn't it? Well, of the calendar, really, isn't it? I got to say. And now Roscoe then through into 13 as well. Yellow flags is fluttering in the turn 5, which is another perilous corner on the track as well. Keep an eye out for those two turns 12 and 12 and 5, because that is where the action is really going to be amped up as well. Here comes Roscoe. His target times are 32.7. His former teammate T Sammy, he might not get there yet, but that's a much better time. A second and a half improvement there from the Red Bull driver then. We got an AlphaTauri out there as well. It's Matt then. Matt currently has done a 34.3. This would be an improvement. It is an improvement by 3/10 of a second. He is 7th fastest at the moment there in the AlphaTauri. Matt is. Good stuff then. What about Harry? Harry is 2. Oh, he's done it again then. It's a carbon copy of the last lap there. He's 2/10 of a second up. Harry is at the moment there. He's on the edge of the limit here. Harry is, isn't he? Really giving it some wetty there, coming down the back straight. He is a 10th for a second up still, and he is snuck into the top 10. Harry has. I think there's more in that car as well. Snap, where is he at the moment? He's 3/10 of a second up. Harry is Snap is at the moment there. And we got a very slow moving Williams car, I think it is, on the far end of the course there now at turn 12, and I think it's I don't think it's an incident, because I'll have a look in a minute. Snap has improved to 14th fast at the moment there, but that is still out of qualifying. Stuff is he needs to find some time, doesn't he? There's now Timmy's now starting stuff. Let's go on board with Timmy, shall we? In the McLaren, and as he flies it in to turn 1 and 2 there. And Timmy has remained with the McLaren team, hasn't he, this season? So good stuff indeed there, Timmy. Of course, he's been with the Mercedes, and he was with McLaren, wasn't he? So I think he's liking it, the McLaren. And I've got to say, it's a nice car, the McLaren. This is what it's really grown on me, the McLaren has. I've got to say, I think my favourite car when they first released I think it was actually the Williams there. Oh, it's Sprint is out of qualifying, but don't worry about that. He will be back in action. Well, we think he will be in a qualifying freedom, but of course, there is that going to be enough time? That is the question. Timmy there. Oh goodness me, there, as you can see, straight up the wheel there on the very curvy. I don't think that's even a turn number, is it, really? It's a curvy straight, isn't it? A kinky straight, as they say. Oh, lovely shot here from the barrier there. Lovely stuff. And look at those raindrops there. They are still coming down, and I got to say, the rain is still fairly heavy out there at the road. That isn't deterring Timmy at all, is it? Ferrari up in front, or is it an Alfa? It is a Ferrari. It's in the Charles Leclerc car. And I think it's a Rizzle Sticks at the moment. He's on an outlap there. 3.5 minutes to go there. He's trying to warm up those tyres there, isn't he? Oh, those intermediate tyres. These intermediate tyres still need to be at a sensible operating temperature, don't they? Timmy there flying it into turn 14 as well. Yellow flags are fluttering in front of us, but is Timmy going? Yeah, the green flag is on, the green panel's on. Then Timmy is carrying on. Then has he got the speed coming through 16? Then let's take a look there, the top right hand corner. That is where the time is. Timmy is a much better time there. He's a 10th of a second away. He is in third position at the moment. Is that enough? Matt is currently done 5 laps on those intermediate tyres. That is the most out of everyone so far. Brown is he's got damage on that Williams out. He's got for 2 3/4 minutes to come in the pits, change that wing and get back out. Hog is on track, Fizzy's on track as well, and Rizzle Sticks is also on track there. We got 3 cars we need to keep an eye out for. 6/10 of a second. Hoggins, that is enough to get him into qualifying. 3 at this moment in time, then through turn 13 as well, then on the curb then, but still keeping it under control there. And it's about skill in this qualifying session. It's about going the fastest but still in control. Oh no, Hog is off the track there. Harry had the same starting from as well. It's a very difficult 15, isn't it? I think it's the slowest part on the course. Hogg is in the pits and he's made a very late I know Fizzy there is I mean, I think Fizzy should. I'm not sure if he's invalidated his time there or not, but goodness me, he definitely was taking liberties on the track limits there, and as he's now coming into 30 as well. I know, of course, correcting the car, overcorrecting the car there as well. Rizzle Sticks there, also flying through those 13 and 14 curves there. Fizzy then is just taking a look now. Then he's just about to start another lap. I feel he's currently down in 13th position mode. Fizzy is. That is not where we expect the Japanese Grand Prix winners to be. We're expecting him to really elevate himself up to new heights in this game then, but of course this game is completely different in terms of the handling model and all that kind of stuff. Here comes Rizzle Sticks, and oh goodness me there, and given up an opposite of armful of rock there from Rizzle Sticks out of the final turn. Then his target time is to get into the top 10 of 34.3. That is not enough at the moment for Rizzle Sticks, but he's gaining 5 tenths a second. Has he got enough fuel in that car to keep going round and round? We'll find out then. It's we'll stay with Rizzle Sticks. We're keeping an eye on Rizzle Sticks. Snap is in the pit. Snap is out of qualifying. Unfortunately, Hogg is out of qualifying as well, I believe. What a shame then for those two drivers. Fizzy has gone wide then, and he's 4 tenths per second now. Fizzy he's also staring at the abyss as well. Does he have enough time to get around? I think he does. Him car starts to lap as well. Both Mercedes are really strong at this stage of proceedings, aren't they? Snap is retired from the session then, so Snap is unfortunately out of qualifying. So is Hogg as well. Who is going to be the other 3 men to join him? That is the question then. Rizzle Sticks is 41 hundredths of a second up at the moment. The brake discs are glowing in that Ferrari. Rizzle Sticks are really putting it on the edge there. We got a Mercedes off. It's oh goodness me, him car is in the wall. He's in the wall. Oh goodness me, and he's also gave the rear a bit of a bashing as well. 4100 seconds still is Rizzle Sticks. Him car is out of qualifying. He bows out in qualifying too, unfortunately for him car there. Well, Fizzy is good have enough time. Oh no, is he? He's got 16 seconds to get to the start finish side. Goodness me, Steve has got second fastest there, and they're creeping in still. But T Sammy at the moment has got more arm's length at the moment. Incredible stuff indeed. Then Fizzy there far, and we got only a couple of seconds to go. Then Fizzy, is it going to be enough then? And the time has ticked down there for Fizzy. I think he's out. He is out of qualifying. Now it's a shocker, isn't it? Wow, goodness me, I didn't expect to be saying that then. Here comes Rizzle Sticks through the final curve as well. Let's see what he can do. No GRS, he's also over deployment as well on the other side. He has lost a lot of power, but there's still enough then to improve his time, not his position. He is 14 fastest for the Ferrari, and unfortunately we've seen him, Carl, having a couple of issues in the car park. What about Harry there? He's 2-2-2 up at the moment there in the first sector. Lovely stuff indeed there from Harry. And coming up into turn at number 9 now. There's a car in front of us at the moment now. I think that's one of the Mercedes, isn't it? Yor has joined the session then, so Yor is wanted a Sky F1 digital experience there, as he wanted to see what is going on then, and who is doing what then from his perspective then, of course. I'm not sure if anyone's old enough to remember the Sky F1 digital. I think they released it back in 2002, didn't they? Only really because I think that Coronation Street was day, and the qualifying was not live on ITV, so and I think that's why I bought digital then. But there you go, that's a random fact which no one wanted to hear and probably no one cared about either. Here comes Harry come through turn at 16 as well then. He has been improving on this lap then. Lovely helmet as well there, of course, marking the 70th anniversary of Formula 1. Harry goes out the third fastest. He has got some speed in that McLaren. Lovely stuff indeed there. Harry has very much been flirted at the top end of the timesheets since the get-go here tonight. Good stuff indeed there for Harry. Lovely stuff indeed then. So at the end of that qualifying performance, at the end of that qualifying too, I should say, we have lost Snap, we have lost Rizzle Sticks, we've lost both Mercedes, that is Fizzy and him car, and Hogg as well, we lost as well, and we think that Hogg was on a quicker lap there, but unfortunately just didn't come together, did it? And because of that, Hogg is out of qualifying as well. What a shame there for Hogg then. Into qualifying 3 then, there is no strategical disadvantage there to get into qualifying 3 this week, as we have got some rain coming down from the sky then. Into qualifying 3 is Brown, Matt, Alsdog, Roscoe, Maxi, Timmy, Sprint, Harry, Steve, and T. Sammy. And I got to say, from last season, that's very familiar names, isn't it? But I do have to admit that the guy we're on board with the boat, now Harry, is absolutely looking splendid out there, isn't he? He is looking very strong indeed. The McLaren are looking a very strong team as well, isn't they? Goodness me, very interesting indeed to say this. And so then, as oh gosh, I think I forgot to share the stream. My bad. So well, I think I'm going to have a slap wrist, then I. Goodness me, I have a couple of weeks off, and I forget what I'm doing there. Gosh, if I didn't have my head attached to myself, I would probably forget that as well. Anyway, then it's so that's the end of qualifying. And we're just watching Harry, who's taking a parade lap, a formation flying lap as well, as he's enjoyed himself out there. He's even found a second. Goodness me, Harry is flying out there, isn't he? Lovely. Right then, we're going into qualifying 3 as well. And so, unfortunately, we have to say goodbye to another 5 drivers. So that is the nature of this knockout qualifying, which has been in the works now since 2006, hasn't it? Goodness me. But out of qualifying is Snap, also Rizzle Sticks, Fizzy, and Himcar and Hog also out of qualifying as well. Then I think the big surprise is Fizzy being out of qualifying. He looks like he's really strong on the pace there on this wet circuit then, and Himcar as well. Of course, making a full-time return this season, Himcar is, and let's see what he can do as well. Rizzle Sticks there looking very strong actually compared to last season, isn't he? Really starting to find his feet then. Unfortunately, Hog would have probably got through, wouldn't he, if he didn't have some issues at turn 15 then. And Snap there, I think he only did one lap, and I think he's gone and put his feet up in probably just I don't know, probably enjoy the sunshine over where he is at the moment then. Right then, now we're into qualifying 3 then, so there's 10 cars. Who is going to be the man who is going to be on pole position for the first time of F1 2020 of IRC Season 8 then? I would like your answers on the postcard, please. And because but don't post them to me because I'm weird. We'd like to just post them in the comments, that'll be better, wouldn't it? But yeah, I would like to hear what your thoughts are. Who is going to be on pole position then? I'm not going to give him the dreaded commentator's curse because every time I do so, it just doesn't go well, does it? I think I'll give T Summon the commentator's curse this time last season actually in Australia, so I don't want to do that again then. Of course, T Summon does love the wet weather, didn't he? Especially in 2019 F1 2019. I wonder if he's going to be the same on this game. Well, at the moment I gotta say he is the same. It's like that glitch where that man was walking on water, wasn't he, when he was meant to be on a boat. If anyone remembers that when the game first came out. Well, that's T Summon at the moment, isn't he? He is absolutely loving life out there on those intermediate tyres. C is the first one out there. Can he give Sammy some cause for concern? That is how much more pace has he got in that Haas? Lovely shot there from the grandstand as well. We've got a bit of course we do have some umbrellas up as well, I'm sure. Seating area, isn't it? Possibly. We got 5 cars out of the pits, 5 cars in the pits, so it's half and half at the moment then. Of course, I don't think they should be too concerned about tyres. We've got 4 sets of intermediate tyres, 3 sets of wet tyres. We haven't seen any of the wet tyres just yet, have we? As the rain is just a steady flow at the moment. It's just a steady deluge. Well, it's not even a deluge, is it? It's just a couple of spots of rain, really. It's I think it's wet rain, isn't it? Really, rain is usually wet, isn't it? Anyway then, so Steve then is well, interestingly enough, Steve is actually on it's got the ears really pumped up, hasn't he, for a hot lap here. So I'm wondering if Steve's just testing the track limits out there as well. Has the track limits got any worse, or are they steady? I gotta say they do look very steady to me, albeit that it is looking quite wet offline at the moment, though, isn't it? So they've got to be very careful. The guys that of course there's going to be like tram lines there now. It's basically you basically have to follow those. It's like train tracks, isn't it? Where you have to follow in the wet weather conditions, don't you? Because that's going to be the fastest racing line, of course. There because there's less water for the intermediate tyres to disperse. We're on board with Steve then, who finished runner-up in last season's World Championship. Can he go one bird? Can he challenge T Sammy to the championship as well? He is the favourite, T Sammy is, but I'm sure that Steve is a very close second at the moment. He doesn't want to be second though, does he? He wants to be the world champion. We got yellow flags in the final part of the course then. See they're dropping into the Brundle turn as well, tickling the 40 mile an hour mark before getting on the loud pedals. Well, into the car park, isn't it? which is, they're almost straddling the curb. Nakajima had a violent old shut there in 2009, I think it was, wasn't it? Of course, that was an incredible race, wasn't it? Of course, one of the most unique races you'll ever watch in Formula 1, really, wasn't it? Especially when you watch 2008 Brazilian Grand Prix and then 2009 Australian Grand Prix. The pecking order's completely changed, hasn't it? Fantastic stuff indeed. Anyway, that's yesteryear. That's 10 years ago now, goodness me. But yeah, that's yesteryear. We're on about here and now. And at the moment, we have to all be focused on Steve, haven't we? He is coming to the first of 11 and 12 now. Listen to this, in the rain still. Fantastic indeed. Then I remember in the draw there, it'll be a lot more. There'll be a lot more commitment from Steve as well. He was going through that very gingerly indeed, wasn't he? Steve was, but of course he does it. This is his first attempt there, where he just wants to get a time on the board. If you don't get a time on the board at this stage, you will probably start 10th or 9th there, and of course that's not really what you want to start, because that's still in the carbon fibre zone, isn't it? You want to be as high up the grid as possible. Steve is the first one there. What a lap there. We was enjoying it on board with the Haas Ferrari car. He goes over the line. He's done a very free. That is a very quick, very free indeed. Oh goodness me! Then he has blown the doors off of that Haas had a door. Matt is second fast one. He's done a 34.2. He's at 1.2 seconds away at the moment now. Who was next? Then I think that was Maxi next, and I thought it was McLaren next. I've got good spectators. He is currently 6/10 or so. Sorry, yeah, he is 6/10 of a second away at the moment. Timmy is third fast one, and I got to say, Steve has really been sandbagging, hasn't he? Goodness gracious me, then incredible stuff then for incredible stuff so far. And T. Sammy is now 3/10 of a second away from Steve. We got another McLaren in the background as well. That's Harry. He is fifth fast and he's a 10th of a second away from his teammate there. We got a Williams, I think, just coming out of the final turn. It's Brown. Brown is up to the line. He is sixth fastest there. And in the 33 as well, Roscoe is just about to finish us up as well. We have got I think that's DX baby. Oh no, is that Dabby? I'm not sure. I apologise. But what our predictions are for the podium there? I'd like to hear what your predictions are for the podium, my good man. Because I think that because I can't say my predictions are always a load of rubbish. So you don't want that at all, do you? So yes, I would like to hear your predictions, as they are much more important than my predictions. And I don't want to give anyone the commentator's curse then. So after the first round then, we've only got 6 minutes to go in this session, so I don't think, I think that this might be more of a traditional qualifying session, where they're going to come into the pits there, put on a fresh set of intermediate tyres then, and go again. But Matt is going against the grain here, isn't he? He wants to set another time then, so his first time was not too good then. I wonder if he's done a cool down lap. No, he hasn't. He's still going for broke. That's much better. He's third fastest there, so Matt is in the game as well. Fantastic stuff. Well, Maxi. Maxi's on pole position, and he has also gone round as well there. And that just shows that I know absolutely nothing. Incredible stuff. Forward Timmy. He's 2 times second up. This is much better. It's the track getting quicker, or these guys getting quicker. I think it's these guys getting quicker. He is third fast motor. We got an AlphaTauri. Timmy. Oh no, sorry, it's T. Sammy who is second fast at the moment. He is a whisker away from Maxi, who's on pole position for the Ferrari. Lovely stuff indeed there. And there's the second McLaren cut as well. Harry, I think, is 3 seconds down here, so he's going to go for broke once again. Then lovely shot, as we can see the beautiful body there of Harry's McLaren then as well then. And then he's just coming out of turn 2 as well, and so Harry is going for no lap now again, and we're on board there with the McLaren driver. Formerly was the Renault team, now he's with the McLaren, isn't he? Lovely stuff indeed then. As Sprint 1, Maxi 2, T-Sammy 3. I love it there, right on the money there. Good stuff indeed then. And if you are right at the end of the stream there, I'm going to also ask you for the lottery numbers as well. But yeah, that's great. I love it when you guys do not sit on the fence, and lovely stuff indeed then. So yeah, absolutely fantastic stuff. Who do you think is going on pole position then? At the moment it's currently Max at the moment. He's a 10th for a second in front of T. Sammy there. I thought that at the beginning, the first 2 qualifying sessions, Maxi was looking very calm and calculated. All of a sudden they've all bunched up, haven't they? Whether they have found a time on the track, or whether they found time in of themselves as well, or maybe they've done the Mercedes tactic and just done a bit of sandbagging, haven't they? Harry's on the back end of the course as well, and I think he is carrying on this lap. We've only got less than 5 minutes to go in this session, so So I don't feel. So I feel that Harry. This might be Harry's last attempt, perhaps, and or maybe he's going to have to do a bit of harvesting then. As Timmy's had a good qualifying, wonder how he'll do today. Then Timmy currently in full position there. It's usually the races where it goes a bit wrong for Timmy, doesn't it? Qualified has never been Timmy's Achilles heel. Harry has gone 6 fast. He's final 10 for a second in the end. Then we got an Alpha Romeo in the background. It's Asdog. Then of course Asdog I think had the most pole position in the first free races. Oh my goodness me! Season 6 there, Asdog did, but of course I think last season he only had one pole position, didn't he? And but Asdog was more focused on his racing, wasn't he? Asdog was good stuff indeed then. Into the car park as well. I apologise. I think I've had too much coke, but that's what makes me hyper. You see, as Asdog there coming out of turn 5 and into the turn 6. This is usually where the track is eclipsed there by the trees, isn't it? But as there's no sun today, is there? I wonder if we're going to get a bit of sunshine in the race, and that is what we want to see, isn't it? Albeit I do actually love the rain anyway. I've just been asked, how do I find a new game anyway? I gotta say, I'm rubbish at it. So bring back 2019. Of course I'm joking with that one. I'm not joking about being rubbish though. I'm absolutely appalling. I'm still having to take 2 bites of the cherry as they come through turn 12. No, I'm finding the game. I actually quite enjoy the game. It's really good stuff indeed. I love the My Team stuff. I think I said to Matt actually a couple of weeks ago that I spent 2 hours just designing the car and picking my teammate and my engine. So I didn't even get a chance to actually race. So yeah. So basically, my car absolute is dire as well. It really is. So there you go then. I think I keep changing my mind because I quite like the Simtech livery, and then I change it to the Jordan livery, and then I keep going back there. Asdog though goes into 8 fast run. He's done a 34 there. Asdog has. I think there's more time in the piggy bank of Asdog, so surely he has to go around again then. Sprint there's on track at the moment then. This is as just going through the far turn as well. Sprint is in the AlphaTauri. Let's see what I'm going to do as well then. Is he going to be enough? It's not enough, but it's 7 fast along there, and he is a whisker behind his teammate. He's 2/10 of a second behind his teammate, to be precise then. Lovely stuff indeed then. Oh my goodness me! Asdog's off the track! Asdog's off at the exit of turn number 3, I think it is, isn't it? It is turn number 3. Asdog is he can't go backwards because he might get disqualified, but he's doing a very good job there. I'm not steaming back on the circuit like some ginger like me would, because when I spin I go into an absolute rage there. Unfortunately for Asdog, oh lovely bunny hop there, but unfortunately for Asdog, that is it. His qualifying is done and dusted. Roscoe's just not there. He's got a minute and 3/4 to go then, so Roscoe can still go around again. Yellow flag is fluttering for Asdog going for a turn 6 there. Unfortunately, he's having a couple of issues there, isn't he? Asdog would be no higher, I don't think, than ninth position, and Brown, and I think Brown's out of qualifying. I didn't even notice that. Roscoe's got to go around again then, because that is not good enough, I don't think. And I'm not being harsh. I think that Roscoe could do much better than that. We got an AlphaTauri. Matt is purple in the second sector. Oh goodness me, then he's just over a 10th of a second up there as he is coming. No, it's the first sector. I apologise. I'm nowhere near where I should be. Sprint is 3/10 of a second up in the second sector as well. Into turn 15. They've been overshooting that turn, haven't they? A couple of drivers out there into the final turn as well then. Sprint now out of the final turn, and he's done a 33.7. That's his personal best at the moment. Is it going to be improving? I think this is much better. It's much better. It's a 42.29. He is improved by 7/10 of a second. He is on the second row of the grid then. As Maxi is just improved by 8/10 of a second there. I'm not sure if that. I think he must have invalidated his lap though, because it didn't actually go all purple. Here comes Matt then through the final turn. Let's see what he's done a 33.5 so far. He's currently on the 3rd row of the grid then. Out of the final turn. He is full fast there. It's an all AlphaTauri second row. Fantastic stuff indeed there from Matt then. Harry's invalidated his time then. He's only got a couple of seconds to go to the line then. Timmy! It's full fast. It's not quite enough. I thought it was enough for pole position. Not quite then. And now then is T Sammy is going to go. He's on pole position. He is on pole position by 4/10 of a second. Absolutely slam dunk indeed then. Is a game setting match? Well, let's find out, because Roscoe's coming through. No, it's only 7 fastest for Roscoe. Oh my goodness me. What about Steve? Has he got anything in the locker? He is coming up 10 for a second up. He needs to find more than that though if he wants to get on pole position. into the final turn as well then from the Roman Grosjean Carter, and not calling Steve Roman by any stretch of the imagination. Here he comes, is it enough? Not quite, he is 6 faster than Steve is. Wow, incredible stuff then. It's not over yet though, is it? Oh, Sprint has got more in the locker, he's got more in the locker to go down the second row of the grid, on the front row of the grid I should say. Here he comes out of the final turn, is that enough? It is enough. He's on the second. He's on the front row of the grid. Then Maxi, he's got to find something. Oh, he hasn't found anything. He is on the third position then. Oh goodness me, Matt is out of the race. He's out qualifying. Oh dear, oh dear. Matt is in the wall and he has damaged the car. He's the first victim of turn 12 here tonight then. Oh gosh, and of course there we go. I got to calm down. We hadn't even got into the race yet. Well, but Timmy there, he doesn't need to be calm at all. He needs to get on. Can he get on the front row of the grid? Then he has to find 3/10 for a second. Then out of the final turn as well, and taking a couple of bites to the chair. Then Timmy is coming up to the line. It's not enough, I don't think. It isn't enough there. He lost a couple of times before the end. T. Sammy, he's going for another one. Is he going to be enough? Oh, I'm not sure if he improved or not, but it doesn't matter from a record book point of view because he is on pole position there for the start of the Australian Grand Prix. Absolutely fantastic stuff from T. Sammy, and he is on pole position. Sprint is alongside him on row 1. Lovely stuff indeed. Then Maxi is in 3rd position. Timmy is in 4th. 5th position is Matt. 6th position is Steve. 7th is Roscoe. 8th position is Harry. Brown in 9th position, and 10th position is Asdog. Then wow, what a grid we got to start off this fantastic season 8 season then. Oh, I think I apologize if I'm not saying your name correctly, but I think Dabby is saying, or it might be Dobby actually, but Dobby is saying, I think you suit commentating, you bring a lot of enthusiasm and excitement. Oh yes, I do bring some of that, to goodness me there, and that was only qualified. Wow. The question I've got though on my mind at the moment, and I'm sure all of you are thinking about it at home, is what is the weather like? As we are now just waiting for that loading screen to disappear, and when that's finished, and what is the weather going to be like? Well, it's a bit grey and overcast, isn't it? But I think that we want a dry race, don't we? I'm not sure what you guys think in the comments there, but I'm sure we want a dry race personally. And anyway, the guys are just getting themselves ready and going then as well. Then as you can see, there's a couple of team personnel there, just at the top of the garages there, and I think they're just enjoying the view at the moment, aren't they? And we've got a lovely countdown timer up there as well. That's new, isn't it? I love that. Of course, they used to just be very lit in the very right-hand corner, and I used to miss that, but I can't miss that this season. Well, I probably could, really, but hopefully I won't. Anyway, yeah, so we got a couple of guys ready, and they're just fixing their strategy as well. They got 3 tyre choices. Remember, usually in Q2, you have to start on the tyres which you set your fastest time. If you're getting a qualifying 3, not this time, it's a wet session, so that is going to really... So there is no disadvantage there for starting in the top 10, and we are just now going to get ready to get going. Then we got 20 cars there on the as it Yor is in this race as well. Oh, lovely stuff there from Yor then. I'm not sure he's meant to be in the race or not, but then again, I might have missed the memo. I miss a lot of things normally, so yeah, so I don't know. Is Yor Lunar wise and the Sergio Perez car? Lovely stuff indeed then. Right then. On a pole position then is T. Sammy, fantastic stuff. Sprint is alongside him on row 1, lovely stuff indeed there. Maxi is in 3rd position with Timmy in 4th position. Everyone in the top 3 are on the soft compound tyre, so they are going to get away absolutely nicely indeed then. Timmy is on medium along with Matt as well. Remember, they came to blows at this time in Australia last season. Let's hope that don't happen again. And look at that, that's a cracking graphic, isn't it? I do love a good graphic. And you can see that is the predicted pit stop strategy. And we might have soft medium, or soft medium. Or soft hard, I should say. Steve is in for 6th position on the soft tires. Roscoe on the softs as well. Harry on the medium tire. Then we have got Brown on the soft bed. Asdog is the first man who's on the hard compound tire. Hog is on the soft with him car on the soft as well. Then attacking them 2 are then. Fizzy is on the hard tire in the 13th position. Rizzle Sticks on the soft. Snap is on the medium tire. Then we got Penny on the soft as well. Double is going for more of a medium compound tire. JJ is in 18th position on the soft tires. 19th position is PB, and Yor is in 20th position as well. As Darby has just said, Darby has just said, my predictions are right, just not in the right order. They're much better predictions than mine are, because usually I get them completely wrong. I know, I don't think the drivers like it when I start to predict, because it usually goes wrong. Right then, 29 laps around this Australian circuit here in Albert Park, Melbourne, and I gotta say that as we're just on board with PB, then of course PB never makes an appearance in qualifying, does he? But he doesn't care about that, does he? Because he's usually a very good racing driver, isn't he? So to expect to see some fireworks out for PB as he comes up to the line as well. Then we got 29 laps around here. We got 20 cars, and this is the view from pole position. Is T Sammy on pole once again? That is the back there. There's Maxi. We got Sprint, who is just getting better and better, isn't he? Goodness me. Sprint now, the protege of the IRC legend Vanquish, and you can tell, can't you, because Sprint has become a big danger man, isn't he, in the championship. 5 lights are on, and it is go! And it's a good, it's a cracking start from Sprint then, or is it, no, that is T Sammy who's steering the lead at the moment then, so we're now coming down into turn 1 then, and so T Sammy is gone absolutely splendidly well then. Maxi is currently behind us, Sprint in second position, then we've got the McLaren of Timmy in the 4th position there, Maz in 5th position, Fizzy is a Brown of fighting, that's Ferrari, it's gone down the inside, he needed to strike whilst the iron's hot there, and Maz on the inside, and oh no, sorry, Sprint is on the inside then, with Timmy, it's on the outside, with Timmy on the inside then, oh my goodness me, Timmy up into second position as well then, as now Matt leads and it's the oh goodness me, it's all over the show then, and now it's hopefully the leaderboard will set itself out in a minute, and yes, it is T Sammy the lead then, we'll just take a look, oh goodness me, as a Penny and PB there also coming to blows as well then. T Sammy leads second position, is Maxi 3rd position, there's Steve, where's oh goodness me, look at them all there, so there's Matt, they're just in the bar with Steve at the moment, incredible stuff, back on board with Matt then, as the sprint is dropped down 4th position, the Polish are a terrible start, that's damage, that's what the plate's gone, I think it's a Red Bull end plate, I see the flash of red there, and now then it's the Alpha Towers are now starting to come to blow, Asdog, that's a huge name out for I thought he's in turn number 12, remember he had a problem there in season 6 there, when he was battling for the lead, and now it's gone wrong again there, he is out of the race, we have lost a car already, Asdog is out of the race then, what a shame for Asdog, after 5-6 weeks of waiting, and unfortunately it's gone wrong in the first lap there for Asdog. He is out of the race. What a shame for Asdog. Virtual safety car, of course there you have to adhere to a delta on your steering wheel, and you must not go with that delta. Of course it's brutal this season as well there, so you just so you do not want to go with that because you'll get a penalty straight away. T Sammy's got a 1.3 second lead already. Timmy is 2 seconds back at the moment. Then we got a battle royale here, aren't we? Now wasn't, oh goodness me, Roscoe, that wasn't damage from Roscoe's car. There is a bit of debris from somewhere. I'm not sure who. Petty is in the pits, and he's the only one that's coming to the pits at the moment. And now then, his sprint there is who's been swamped at the start there. Is really trying to just find his feet, find his tires, isn't he? And now we got Hog, who is now all over the back as well. Hog has gone up a couple positions as well. JJ at 5 positions. He's gone lightning off the start, hasn't he? Sprint now, so he said they're dropping down a couple positions as well. Him car having a look at using all the experience he has gained in IRC over the years. Remember, making a return this season is the him car list. Let's see, as Fizzy has just gone wide there. He's strong with those hard tires, isn't he, at the moment? They're just trying to get him up to temperature at the moment, isn't he? Flying through 11 and 12. Look at those cars. That's a beautiful shot, isn't it? And flying through turn 12 as well. And of course, it looks like everyone has got through safely this time. Fizzy has become a roadblock down in 12th position at the moment, isn't he? He is very much, we got the soft runners of JJ and Virtual Sticks all over the back of the IRC veteran at the moment. So now that we're back on board, then we see it. And of course, that was a brutal attack from Maxi on the sprint now on the opening lap of the Brundle turn, wasn't it? My goodness me, then he really needed that straight away, didn't he? Lovely shot here, but Steers up the inside. He passes Timmy. He has passed Timmy. We also got Roscoe and sprint and Ballon. Oh my goodness me! Roscoe gave him a nudge. Sprinters out of nightmare start here in Australia. The man who was second on the grid.